Hi there, this is Brett Moraldo from Plexus Productions, and today we're going to take a look at the frei raum plugin from Sonible. And we're going to use it to work on and help clarify and give more definition to this acoustic guitar track. Before we dive in, let's take a look at some of the features and functions in the plugin so that we know what kind of tools we're working with. So the plugin is divided into three sections. We have the Smart EQ in green, we have the Proximity EQ in blue, and the Entropy EQ in red, as well as a global section down here at the bottom. Master, we have some controls here for the Proximity EQ, and we have some global controls here for the Entropy EQ. Alright, so what do these three things do? The Smart EQ functions as a normal multi-band linear phase parametric equalizer, as you can tell from the user interface, and that works in the usual way. However, you'll notice each of the three bands in the middle here have a magic wand, and when you engage the magic wand, the plugin will analyze the audio and figure out where there are resonances and other disturbances in the frequency response, and then this allows you to balance those out and to get a better, smoother frequency response. And this will be very useful with respect to this acoustic guitar, because we do have some boominess in the guitar, which we'll take a listen to once we get through the plugin here. Now the Proximity EQ is really interesting. It creates a distinction between the direct audio and the reverberant or spatial audio. And the best way to hear this is to use the global control for proximity, which will let us listen to the audio wideband. So when I turn the proximity control to 100%, we'll just listen to the direct audio. When I bring it down to minus 100%, we'll just listen to the reverberant or spatial aspect of the audio. So in this case, we're listening to the direct audio, and when I bring the control down, we're listening to the reverberant or spatial aspect of the audio. So we can use this control to remove the sense of space or reverberation and to mix that reverberation in. Now the Entropy EQ is similar in that it creates this distinction between components of the audio, but in this case it's the distinction between the inharmonic components and the harmonic components. Inharmonic components being, for lack of a better term, noise. Things like the pick noise or the string noise, versus the harmonic components, which are the rest of the sound of the actual guitar and strings. And the Entropy knob works in a similar way as the Proximity knob, which allows us to separate these out wideband. So here we're hearing just the pick and string noise. Versus the harmonic content, which is the rest of the sound. Alright, so let's go back to the Smart EQ, and we'll start to work with the resonances within the audio to try to balance and smooth out the frequency response. So I'll give you a minute here to listen to the guitars, and listen to the bottom end especially, because this is where the Smart EQ is going to come into play most. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on that bottom end by using the solo And we'll just listen to this band, and we'll fixate it within the boominess of the guitar, and then we'll engage the magic wand and let it do its analysis. So I'm just trying to find the band where we have the boominess. Alright, we'll take it out of solo and engage the magic wand. You see a tab appears above the node for the band with a circle in it, and if you click the circle, it'll go into analysis mode and flash a little pause indicator. And now it's listening to the audio, and it's trying to analyze it and determine where there are resonances, and then it will create a complex filter, and then we can use the node to cut and boost that complex filter. Let's use the bypass here to AB between the original and the EQ'd. So you can hear this has helped us cut some of that boominess out. Let's do the same to a band in the upper range. Again, we'll engage the band, we'll solo it. You can hear there are some resonances here. Go into magic mode, magic wand mode, and analyze. Take it out of solo, and now let's cut and boost our complex filter. I'll let the track repeat, and then we'll do some A-Bing. We've engaged a mid-band, and we're doing analysis on that as well. So that's a little bit of a tweak to help get rid of some of the resonances, especially in the bottom end. And so now we'll move on to the proximity. So again, let's use the wideband control here to figure out, or to hear, what we're working with. There's the direct sound. reverberant sound. So in the lower mid and upper mid, there's some string vibration that's obscuring the sound of the string. So let's engage a mid band, solo it. How this is removing the sense of space or reverberation within that band. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to make the pick noise a little more pronounced. So we'll select an upper band, solo it, work on finding our pick noise. That's pretty good. Let the track loop around again. Back to the proximity, in the bottom end, I'd like to get rid of the direct sound to prevent some of the booming. Right in there. Down in the global controls, we can also solo and mute the individual EQs so we can hear what they sound like without them. So we'll do that for each of the bypass, each of the proximity and entropy. trying to engage a shelf here to roll the top end off of it to warm things up. Okay, so I think we have an improvement. You can hear in the lower mid, you can hear there's a lot of rumbling and resonances going on there that are removed by the use of frei raum. Also, there's a lot more clarity in the top end and a little more intimacy with respect to the picking and the guitar playing. So I'll just switch back and forth between bypassed and unbypassed. So that about sums it up. There you can hear how you can use some of the tools in frei raum to help clean up your audio. Not only is it an equalizer to help you with resonances, but it also allows you to find a balance between the spatial component of the audio versus the direct component and the inharmonic and tonal components of the audio. Very useful. Well, thanks, and until next time, enjoy.